Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Lebanon Board of Park Commissioner meeting for July 10th. Call the meeting to order. Roll call show that Lori Gross and Diane Scott are not present. Has everyone read the minutes for June 5th?
Give us a second.
Okay.
We were talking.
I was talking a lot.
While they're reading the minutes, I want to thank John Messenger and his crew for an absolutely wonderful, wonderful July 4th. The parks just looked absolutely immaculate. It was amazing. Right after Shirley was actually talking, right after the parade, after that evening, you couldn't even tell there was a parade. The trash was picked up. It's just amazing what these guys do, and unfortunately, they do not get, they don't get the comments, the positive comments that they need to get. So if you see these guys out working, you know, stop in and say, hey, you guys, you know, really do a good job, because they do appreciate, you know, the positive comments. But they did an awesome job. I was very, very impressed.
Thank you, Matt. No, thanks very much. We'll pass that on. We did have some chocolate chip cookies shared from the Symphony at Sunset for our hard work, and it was really nice. Bonnie LeClave makes some killer chocolate chip cookies, by the way.
We weren't invited to that.
I know, sorry we
The
missed
guy
that.
said, hey, the guards didn't get to them this time, so it was pretty good. They were pretty excited.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for June 5th? I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Minutes pass. I don't see any old business at this point, so we will run on to new business. I don't see Amber, so we will move on to Jane Burgess with Habitat for Humanity shelter rental.
Okay. Pass these on.
Good evening to our Parks Director, John Messenger, and to the Lebanon Parks Board. Thank you so much for allowing me to address you tonight. My name is Jane Burgess, and I serve on the board for Habitat for Humanity of Boone County. I'd like to take a minute or two to tell you a little bit about what's been going on with Habitat Boone County, and then I have a request to ask of the Parks Board. I first want to begin by extending my compliments to you as we were looking for a place to hold our summer celebration for our families throughout Boone County. This was a very central location, and I had an opportunity to tour Lebanon Memorial Park and your new Abner Longley Park, and they are beautiful. I was just telling John Messenger before the meeting, they're fabulous. It's changed so much since I was last over here to see the parks, and my compliments to all of you for your work in that regard. Well, to tell you a little bit, and you'll see this on your handout as well, Habitat for Humanity of Boone County has been building safe, affordable homes for families in need since 1984. To date, we've built 60 homes, and over half of those have been here in Lebanon. In 2015, our board of directors approved for us to build a one-car attached garage for all of our homes in the county. Each year, we usually build about 3 homes, and this year, our third build will be a women's build here in Lebanon at 409 East Street. And the women's build actually is funded and built by over 300 women, it's such an amazing project to be a part of. And the recipient this year is for a mom named Denise, who's a mother of 5 with 3 children still living with her. She has dreams of housing stability, affordability, and home ownership. This house will have a two-car attached garage to meet the current Lebanon building code. One thing that you might be aware of, but in case you're not, Habitat is about offering a hand up, not a hand out. And I think that's part of the success of our just organization and over the years. So in addressing the need for housing, families will pay us back at a 0% 25-year mortgage, but they must also earn 200 hours of sweat equity where they can help out at another family's home. We now have a Restore in Zionsville, which is kind of like a Goodwill. And so they're giving back and they have skin in the game. And I think it means that much more to them to, have that involvement in their home. In addition to that, which I don't have as a bullet point, we also offer a couple of classes for our homeowners to take. One is done through the Caring Center, which that is a bullet point later on, that we partner with Caring Center here, that they teach a class, which I love the name of this, Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World. It's 13 weeks. It's offered 1 or 2 times a year, but it really just helps plant some foundational knowledge with our families as they're becoming sometimes first-time homeowners. So I think that's been some of the success of Habitat in the past. And another organization here in Lebanon that we partner with is the ARC of Greater Boone County. And the volunteers from there have been coming over to our Restore and working there and volunteering hours, and it's just been a really, really great partnership for them to be a part of our organization there. Just an FYI, we had 1,000 volunteers on build sites last year. And, it's been so great to be able to offer a number of different kinds of volunteer opportunities, from building homes, the 3 homes that we do, Restore. We also have a project where we're going in for already built homes to do repair for homes that are, in need of a new roof, et cetera. So those are just a few things. So getting to the last bullet point, last year, one of the things that we felt that we could do a little bit better with was offering a little bit more follow-up to our homeowners, and so we created a homeowner support team so that after they get in their homes, they're not just forgotten about. And so, we just wanted to be very intentional to, provide either social or just opportunities for them to know that they're still loved and remembered. So we started with cookie baskets at Christmas last year. And this year, we've expanded to a summer celebration that we're going to do for all of our families here in Lebanon. So my request to the Parks Board is that we would like to ask if there would be any way that you would consider waiving the fee. I've been over to the Parks Department and met with Taylor Orr. And so we set up a date in August to do our summer celebration party. And I wanted to see if the Parks Board would consider waiving the $70 fee for us to hold our summer celebration for families throughout Boone County. So if I can answer any questions, please let me know. But it would be a great help to us to not incur that cost of the rental fee, if at all possible. And we're trying to get donations of food for the summer celebration to do our party. So thank you so much for allowing me the time to be here with you.
Thank you, Jane.
About what is your attendance are you expecting?
We are expecting anywhere from 60 to 75 people coming, and it could be more than that because we have family selection members of Habitat that would like to join with the families that they've really helped mentor and be a part of. So my guess is it could reach up to like about 100, but right now we're ballparking 60 to 75.
I don't think we've ever done that, have we? I
Not
mean,
since I've been on the board.
yeah, I don't think we've ever.
And so this would just be for the pavilion rental.
Right. We've never done that, have we, John?
No.
As far as giving,
No, that's why she's before you today. Yes, it's taxpayer dollars, and that's your decision, but We've never allowed it in the past.
Unfortunately, I think there are a lot of groups that would be,
Heart Association, Cancer Society, yeah, I've told them all
We
no
would have-
up to
we-
this
I was
point.
going to say, we would have no income to make improvements or, keep the grounds as good-looking as what they are when we don't have the revenue coming in.
right.
I mean, Habitat, don't get me wrong.
It's a wonderful
My-
organization.
I
my late-
understand.
My late grandfather served on the board for many, many years, and so I totally agree that Habitat is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I just don't know that we can make that exception if we haven't done it for others, and
I think if we do it for, Habitat, we'll be opening ourselves up to doing it for a lot of worthy organizations who have worthy causes, but I think that as a board, we ought not. Do we need a motion?
yeah, we'd have to have a motion to either, we'd have to have a motion to either accept or,
Again, we're still,
I'll make a motion that we not waive our fee for renting the shelter house because we work with a lot of very worthy organizations, and if we do this for one, we'll have to do it for everybody. So I don't think we should.
okay, I have a motion that we do not accept the rental, the waiving of the rental for Habitat for Humanity. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and I have a
Jessica
second.
jumped in there.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those
Reluctant,
opposed?
I know.
Motion is carried. Sorry.
That's all right. Thank you for your consideration. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jane.
Next up, we have Brad Townsend.
All right, well, thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. My name's Brad Townsend, and I represent Veterans Ice LLC. It's a shaved ice business.
Did you bring samples?
I did not, but you can find me on the square every Tuesday at the farmer's market.
Okay, daggone it. All right, thank you.
So I've been a resident here of Lebanon since 2006, after I ended my service contract in the Army, moved to Lebanon after having lived in Indianapolis prior to my time. The concept for this shaved ice came about in mid-April, and since then I've been looking for different venues that might be able to host or allow me to set up on the premises. To date, I have set up at the Lebanon City Market and the Whitestown Market. And the Whitestown Parks Department has asked me to set up at a couple of their other events that they're doing. Their summer concert series, they've asked me to set up at their next 6 events that they have there, along with the Boone Flavor Fest that they have coming up as well. They've asked me to set up there. The live concert series, they're asking for 10% of my sales. So that's fair, and I've kind of agreed to that. And then the Boone Flavor Fest, their larger concession area, they're asking for a $50 flat fee on that one. Another one of the core components of my business here is that I donate 10% of all my sales off the top to the Gary Sinise Foundation and his Snowball Express. If you're not familiar with that foundation, he does a lot of charity with veterans, especially disabled veterans. The Snowball Express is geared towards Gold Star families, so children who have lost their parents are allowed a week vacation at Walt Disney World, and the donations that I'm giving are tagged for that Snowball Express, so that those children can enjoy that time, a little bit of a grieving process, and some therapy there as well. My thought was to set up at the splash pad on Sundays from approximately 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then I'd be willing to donate the 10% in addition to the 10% that I was donating to Gary Sinise to the Parks Department to help offset any expenses there. The only other consideration I would need would be use of an electrical outlet to run my eye shaver. I don't think it draws very much power, but that would be the only other requirement that I had there. I'm fully permitted through the health department, so everything is, up and up. I have insurance on the booth as well for liability concerns as well. And if this works out, then I'd like to consider possible future arrangements, such as like setting up concessions at the soccer field. I'm not sure what the name of that one is, but
Reese Park.
yeah, Reese Park. Yeah, thank you. When the YMCA does their soccer events there, partnering a joint venture between you guys and the YMCA there. All right, and that's
What's the, talking 10%, what's the average income as far as what do you bring in a 4-hour period? I mean,
it's been about
average.
about $100 to $125 on average.
What's the cost of the shaved ice itself, like when you were to purchase it?
So an 8-ounce small is $3, and then a large 16-ounce is $5, which seems to be about consistent with what Kona Ice has been offering. And I didn't get to the park for the carnival. My daughter told me that Snowy was set up there. I'm not quite sure what their arrangement was with you or what their prices were, but from my understanding, it's about comparable prices.
We ever done anything like that in regards to, how do we do that?
We tried a
10%?
softball probably 10 years ago when we had the driving range building. We tried a little concessions there. Didn't work out. Then I believe it was Andy Musser or someone from that group tried a little concessions. Wasn't very profitable. Didn't last very long. There again, I don't know. I don't have any problem myself personally with the splash pad at all, with him working there. Reese Park and the soccer, I think they sell some concessions out there, and I think that helps fund.
I've
they
never
don't?
seen it.
I've never seen
Okay.
concessions there.
I didn't know that. Scott Milam had talked about it, so I didn't know if they sold pop or waters or whatever. Okay. There again, as long as they don't interfere, because that is on the plans to build a concession stand. Once they do that, that helps fund them and keep them going and making improvements to the park.
Is there power there?
There is no power out there at
That's
all
what I was
either.
thinking.
Yeah. He could bring a generator or
Right.
something like that. That's the only other thing. I'm not sure where we'd pull the power off for the splash pad, unless it be the shelter, and I wouldn't want any interference with the rentals at the shelter.
So when I kind of recon the area, there looked like there was power at the utility shed that's over there.
Yeah,
but you've
there's
got
coming out of
grass
there,
that's
we could.
just coming in, and
Yeah.
then the shelter also had
We could pull it
power
out of there. I mean,
Where would you set up out there?
So based on where the power was,
that yellow area probably right there by it. Is that what you're thinking?
I was either thinking of the little area where the grass is trying to come in,
Yeah.
which I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be the best idea, even maybe on the concrete then
Yeah, that
on the last
parking area,
spot.
there's yellow.
Or kind of up the hill where the other sidewalk branches off towards the splash pad.
But no, that's not until next year, correct?
What's that though?
The soccer. Or will there be?
Yeah, no, they probably won't. That's at Reese Park. Yeah, yeah. We don't even have electric out there, like Jessica said. And I
For
thought,
safety reasons, I would think away from the parking lot. I can just see kids running out there to you, I would think as far away from the parking lot as you could and still get power.
Yeah.
That's just
I don't need a
Nana's
motion
thought.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
I would think as long as he has proof of insurance and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I mean, you can move on.
And
You know?
and my request would be anybody working the, whatever, the site would have a background
Background
check
check.
through the park. Yeah, that would be, the insurance is great. I'd have to have proof of insurance, like you already said, and then you'd have your permit, but I would have to have a background check
Okay.
on any employees or personnel that would be working.
And those are easy to get.
Yeah, they're really easy. We could do it through the
I'm a
Parks Department.
licensed teacher through the state, so I'm kind of used to the
Yeah,
background.
okay, all right. There you go.
Do I have a motion?
And I'll make a motion that we let him try.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you so much for serving as well.
I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Just reach out to me, Brad, if you would, next week and, or whenever you're planning, and we'll set up.
Are you Amber?
Thank you.
Are you Amber? Okay. Next on our list is Amber Russ from Freedom Church.
This is serious.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Really?
I walked around out there and I'm like, that can't possibly be it. But it's good to see everybody. I'm really excited. We've been working for quite a while to get this event scheduled for Saturday, August 3rd. And the partnership with the Parks Department is huge, and we're just really so excited and so thankful, for everybody being willing to kind of jump on the ship and see what we can pull off for our community. So, and I'm not 100% prepared. I don't know if you have questions for me or if I need to.
If you could just elaborate on
Give us
the
some
event.
info.
Yeah.
Okay, so each
This is
year.
cool.
Yeah, each year Freedom Church does a Serve Day event, and it's basically a church-wide outreach opportunity for our people to be mobilized to meet the greatest need in our community. And what that looks like is different kinds of projects for a lot of different age ranges that really span both of our low-income, high-crime areas in town, along with school corporations and things like that as well. So we try to meet need in all facets of our community. So this is our 4th year doing that event. This event specifically has been kind of blown up to incorporate multiple churches. So now we're doing a community-wide Serve Day event. So we've partnered with multiple churches, also nonprofits, other local organizations, including the United Way, Boys and Girls Club, with them. A lot of players are coming into the fold just to really kind of create this united, collaborative front for the people of our community to say, like, we're all in this for you. Everybody that tries to meet need throughout our community day in, day out, want to rally together, come in under the same umbrella on this one day and do something massive and really fun at the same time. So the event at the park is basically one of numerous outreach locations. So the Parks Department has agreed to let us have access to Lebanon Memorial Park and Seashore Water Park for a summer bash or back to school bash event that will have Backpack Attack or Backpack United there along with them. They'll be doing some health screenings and things like that. Multiple other nonprofits and human resource type of organizations that will be represented there for resources and things like that. We'll do free haircuts, free sneakers, clothes closet, food pantry. We'll have food trucks out there, free admission to Seashore between the hours of 11 and 2, up to capacity. We obviously don't want to get crazy, but, and then we'll have some inflatables on the front lawn. Lebanon Christian Church is doing a Ninja Dash in the back part of the park, which is just like American Ninja Warrior, but for little kids. So the fire trucks will be there. The sheriff's department, canine officers, things like that will all be there as well. Just again to create this big bubble, of activities for our kids. We're currently, like, we just got finalized to have the Boys and Girls Club run transportation for us as well. So we're trying really, really hard to keep down on the traffic, that's any traffic other than foot or bike traffic in the park. Just again, to keep that safe bubble, you know, for our kids to come play, the families to get the resources that they need without having to compete with a lot of cars and things like that. So we'll have 2 pickup locations, 1 drop-off location in the park. One would be the high school. We're still waiting on the final on that one, but the Boys and Girls Club will be a pickup since they were the original Backpack United location last year. So, and then the other projects that we have are scattered all over the community in Section 8 housing, again, low-income, high-crime areas, and just really trying to touch people right where they're at. And yeah, we're stretched all the way to Thorntown. We're actually partnered with Habitat for Humanity this year, and our build project is in Thorntown on that same day as well. So lots and lots of people moving in our community for hopefully a really positive impact, so.
Did you mention inflatables?
Yeah, nothing, no bounce houses though, right? That was the rule, no bounce houses. They could be an activity though.
Inflatables like the Mel Canyon, if you saw that, yeah, I think there were sumo wrestlers, there were other, yeah.
Yeah, no bounce houses.
But nothing
so.
that's gonna take off like 60 Minutes showed.
No. And we will not be, we want the company that does this professionally, so everything will be staked and anchored, and there should not be any lay people handling any inflatable things, so.
You brought up the fact of traffic and so forth. Do you have a concern of that? Is that something that we need to look into in regards to possibly having some police or, you know, something there to help, or what?
I don't know that we're necessarily concerned about it. In having people potentially park at the high school, that crosswalk that comes over from that high school, that might be a really good place to have somebody flagging, you know, just to keep an eye on. But we will have so many team members staffed throughout that project site and the rest of them. We potentially could have one of our people do it as well. So we really don't want to put a burden on our community in any way. We want to be able to have people there to facilitate.
Just want to
those
make
things.
sure that it's safe as far as, like you said.
Absolutely.
If you
Yeah.
can put somebody there, that would be really great to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't close the whole park. The park would still be open for everyone.
For sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the stipulations, is we cannot close the park for.
No, and we wouldn't want it to be closed either.
Right,
Like I
right.
said, we're going to try and promote it in a way that increases the bike traffic. You know, take a walk with your family, bring your pet over, whatever, those kinds of things to keep people on foot as much as possible. But we'll have some contingency plans and people in place to help direct things like that as well.
Sounds like a fun event.
So this
I hope
doesn't
so.
need anything from us then? We don't have.
It's a new event. I wanted you all aware of it.
Right.
She's worked very closely with Taylor and Allison. I think they've
They're
been very.
amazing.
They are, aren't they?
They really are.
Really, I don't think anybody can appreciate what all they do.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I wanted to bring to you, I think it's a great event for the parks. No, I just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay with it. If there were any questions or concerns you had, there again, for Amber. But I think it's great. We used to do this kind of a public safety day and back to school, the parks used to do it. Obviously with the tremendous outpouring that we have for the Seashore Water Park. And they've rented all the shelters, and everything would be rented, so everything is paid for.
Including the pool access?
Including the pool access, and that's why we will have somebody out there counting, because normally when you say free, a lot of people come.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
we will keep a close eye on that, and then,
Do they have an amount to not go over as far as?
we do, yeah, we have a capacity, and
But I
we'll,
mean them. I mean, are they okay with however many?
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Taylor said that she would make sure that they were stationed kind of like double time to make sure that they were actually keeping count of who was
Okay.
coming in and out, just
I wanted to make sure.
count
that,
all the
you know,
little heads on the way in.
We'll be prepared for a very busy day, yeah, like we were for the 4th and the
Yeah.
symphony and all that, so.
Yeah, and we also are prepared to have a few people stationed inside the pool as well, just to help, you know, keep eyes on kids
And
and
we'll
things
have
like that. And
lifeguards.
obviously not on a lifeguard
Yeah.
stance, but
We'll
just presence.
overstaff all the way around.
Okay. I think it sounds like a great event.
There will still be vehicular traffic that is accepted in the park too, so That's always been a stipulation with the park board, and I just wanted you to know that would be.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're trying to keep the majority of parking spaces open. Again, the only one that would be even partially blocked would be the large one for the fire truck.
Right.
And then the smaller one next to Hair Cabin. And that's where the vendor booths will be set up.
Right.
But still, they'll be parking on all sides out behind there. And then the parking lot by the baseball diamond will be primarily food trucks, so,
Yes.
Excellent.
yeah.
I think it's a great event. I'm
too.
excited about it myself. August 3rd.
Yes.
And I just wanted your approval, so if everybody's good with it, that's great.
I say we don't need a motion for
Okay,
it, so.
all right.
That's good. Okay. Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you, Amber.
I brought some print materials. You just want me to drop these off at the office?
Yes, that'd be
Okay,
great.
they're the
Or
same things we passed out.
I can take them, yeah, whatever you'd like, whichever. All right, you can trust me. You can trust me. The girls trust me every now and then, seriously.
And I gave you the.
Yes. And what are these for?
Those are the invites, for the actual bash. So
Okay.
I don't know if they want to pass those out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
That way they know that day is free and.
Bree, it's great. Thank you, Amber. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, doesn't look like the other one is here, so we will move on to the director's report from John.
Boy, and I'll tell you, it's been an interesting few weeks, and I'll just give you a few highlights. Obviously, we got ready for Symphony at Sunset at Abner Longley. Unfortunately, it was canceled due to the weather. Bad weather came up, but we had all the picnic tables, the grounds looking great. Had to move it over to the high school, which it's still just a great event to have Symphony at Sunset. Obviously, the 4th of July always puts quite a bit of pressure on the park system. As everybody has said, I think the crew did just an outstanding job. Everybody really stepped up to the plate. We were going into June, we were 4 employees down, which is always scary. We did get a couple guys hired, and now we're up to full staff, which helps tremendously. But yeah, it was pretty. The guys stepped up, overachieved, and just can't thank them enough for everybody's hard work. Everybody put a lot of time in it. We had a splash pad ribbon cutting, and that went very well. It's been well received, to say the least. It is down right now, currently, unfortunately. You have some hiccups, just like we did with the Seashore Water Park. It is all there's a year warranty, or some of it's 5 years, some of it's 10-year warranty, but this is warranty work that has to be done. Could I tear into these UV filtration system? Yes, I could. No, I won't. It's all covered, so we'll have them come out, the professionals. They'll be out tomorrow morning and work on it, and hopefully we'll have it going. I hope to get it going by 10 o'clock, but we'll see. As soon as it's going, that's all I can tell you, is to let the company come out that installed and let them correct their issues. We did have substantial completion that was around 30 days ago. The 12th will be the 12th of July will be the completion date. They have quite a few things that they still need to fix by Friday, and we've held monies back for them from that issuance. So anyway, those things are getting corrected, and it's called a punch list, so the punch list being looked over. They've corrected quite a few problems or issues, and we'll get those straightened out. However, the splash pad hopefully will be open a 90-degree day tomorrow and this weekend, because it's miserable out there. I do apologize. There's not a whole lot to say about that. We also had some issues about the gates. Kids were climbing on the gates. I was afraid they're going to smash their fingers, crunch their fingers, tear up the gates. We spent $22,000 on that fencing, and they're using it as playground equipment. And saw quite a few parents not paying attention to their children, so I thought we'll leave the gates open. Got quite a bit of feedback. I've discussed it with several of you. We're going to put spring-loaded on the gates, so that will help to close the gates. I still want parents to parent their children and watch over and make sure that this is not torn up or anyone gets hurt. That's my main concern. always the kids' best interest is in the parks, or in my eyes, the most important thing that we do, their safety. So wasn't trying to be insensitive in any way, wanted the gates open. However, we've come up with a solution to go ahead and close the gates and springs. There again, I'm having the company that installed the fencing to come out and put the springs on it, and also a different opening to it. That way, nobody gets hurt. Hopefully, it'll shut, and we'll see how this works. Just wanted to, there were going to be 2 or 3 people that came to the board to discuss that, and they aren't coming because I told them we've already discussed it and moving forward there. Anyway, great addition, a lot of people coming out. Unfortunately, it's down for a little bit, and that's going to happen. My apologies, but nothing I could do about it, to be quite honest.
Get the bugs out of it.
It is. The dog park, that was another great thing that happened last month, and we cut the ribbon on it. I think we've already had 38 dogs signed up, so there you go. It's, yeah, they take about 30 minutes, ties up Taylor and Allison quite a bit in the office, and we're extremely busy still selling pool passes, so, which is outstanding.
Do we have a way to monitor, or do we have a way to know how many dogs have actually
Yes.
went in?
Sure do. When they go in and when they exit, their time of stay, yeah, everything's tracked. It's unbelievable.
It would be interesting
Yeah.
to know how many dogs have been in it since, it opened.
Yeah, stop in, and the girls can tell you, yeah, it's techno stuff, and I'm sorry. Yeah, that's something they can do in 2 pushes of a button, I'm sure. But, yeah, all that tracking system, we have our cameras that have been installed, pretty excited about that on the walking trail, on the Big 4 trail, and a couple different areas that were, could be trouble areas, but the hot pond's another one that we have cameras on now, the dog park, real excited about those, and thank you to the public safety, the LIT money. Brad Bailey was instrumental in helping us with those projects and the placement of the cameras. Want to thank him so much. Going through, I've given you a punch or a list of just some of the things. There again, I did that in about a half hour. Probably should have spent a lot more time on it. However, that doesn't even phase of all the things that we've done. Baseball's done. High school had a really good season. It fell short of their goals, I'm sure, but I think they did an outstanding job. Merchants is playing now. They were supposed to have a game tonight. I went by about 6:30, and I'm not sure if they canceled it due to the forecast or what, but you got to get out and see some games there. There's some local boys there, a couple boys from Butler that just can pound the ball, and it's good baseball. The carnival was in, as we all know. The 4th of July went well. They're a good group of people, a lot of good guys that work there, familiar with all of them. The son and the daughter that run the place, their mom passed last July 3rd. She had some surgery and didn't recover from it, but very good people. We want to keep them. A lot of carnivals don't have the employees and the caring that these people do. They love our park, by the way, said it's the best in the state, which I agree. Yes. Again, they did very well. Going on from that, the 4th of July, we had a few issues with people staking off properties. I'm sure you all got phone calls. I got several, to say the least. I had somebody try and stake off their portion of the park a couple weeks early. We pulled those stakes up. Everybody was very respectful. I went down about 2 o'clock through the parade route, pulling up stakes and letting them know that's fine that you're picnicking. However, you can't mark off your area. They had it marked off at 3 in the morning, I think. So it's great. A lot of those people have been there 40 and 50 years. By me walking through there, I got some really nice ribs, some pork. So if you guys want to walk with me next year on July 3rd, I'm telling you. Yeah. Very, very nice and understanding. It wasn't that way last year, but this year, I'd say everybody was really good. We're working at the Conservation Club. We're working out on the Big 4 Trail. We're going to widen it and open it up a little bit. I think everything's starting to close in. We normally wait till fall to do that, but we're going to try and clean it up a little bit now that we have some summer help there, too, that can do some of the heavy lifting, to say the least. Conservation Club, we're cleaning up the banks. Really excited to get back on that. We only got to spend 3 weeks this winter/early spring getting back in there and going to try and clean it up. We have a new path coming into Memorial Park, a concrete path that goes extending that trail from downtown into the park, leading right into the park. Now you don't have the strollers and the bicycles and all that. They can get right into the park without having to be in the roads. Another one, we put a asphalt walking path over along 39 so people don't have to walk along 39. That's been well received too. A lot of people are appreciating that. I can go on and on. The things that we have going on right now went before the Board of Works on Monday night. We had 3 bids on a restroom project. There again, we've accepted the one. The Board of Works approved the one bid by Monroe Construction. Now we have to figure out the funding for it. We also had other alternate bids on there for paving, for addition to the barn, things like that. Those will be discussed in the 2 weeks into the council meeting to see about funding. Looking forward to hopefully tearing that restroom down and putting up a new restroom. Quite a bit of money, unfortunately, a lot more than what we anticipated, and we'll see how the council, I think, hopefully they'll be receptive to
10
our
years
needs.
past due.
Yeah, it is. We built the last rooms, I think, roughly '09, and they're holding up very well. We just painted all those, I think, last month, cleaned those up. They're holding up very well, and that's the one at Abner Longley. I call them the new restrooms, and what are they? 10 years old already. But there again, yeah, hopefully we can get up. These will be heated. It will be down by the baseball diamond, and if anybody's used those, know, if it's rained, you're going to be sliding in mud going in. And anyway, we keep them clean the best we can, but hopefully that'll go forward. So looking at a lot of different things for next year, and the budget times are coming up. I have a meeting with the council on Monday to discuss our budget. So looking forward to that. Any input, if you want to sit down, please come out and we'll talk the budgets. There you go. And other than that, I can't say enough about the staff. We had a few incidents in the pool, and I want you all to know that we follow protocol and we think of every child's safety. Again, our managers are very alert, and so are our guards. We are having conversations with them now where we kind of sit down with each one of them, talk about how they've done so far for the season, anything that we see. A lot of them are posturing. They might not, I don't know if you've ever had kids, but their posture isn't always the best, and that's probably the biggest input we have from the public is, well, they don't look like they're ready to jump in there, but we've had quite a few saves this year, and they're very sharp kids, and they've done everything to the T. As far as that goes, they're really good, working really hard, saved quite a few people. I can give you 50 incidents of what all they've done, but anyway, I want you to know that we follow protocol. Our chemical tests have gone very well in the pool. We sent them in a lot of concern about the crypto that's out there. Don't drink the water, pool water. I mean, just don't do it. However, we have UV filters, we have a Defender, we have acid and chlorine that are in the pools. We check it out daily, 3 to 4 or 5 times a day. It's required to test it twice. We have the health department that comes in and inspects also, and we send our samples off to the state, which are approved weekly. We have the top of the line with our pool and our splash pad, top of the line system. A UV filtration system that is down at the splash pad currently, but that zaps all the real nasty bacteria out of there too. So there have been no cases in Boone County as of today with crypto. Marion County's had some, but we know our protocol. We have 3 people that have been certified pool operators, me being one of them, and 2 of our managers. So we're on top of all that. As there again, public safety and safety of these kids and our public are number one. And That's it. I just can't say enough about the park. I think the flags were a nice little touch, putting those on there. We'll be taking them down soon, and I am sure we'll put them up, but I'm going to put them up again for different events. But I think it was a nice touch to the 4th of July. I love our small hometown, and I can't say enough of the many, many volunteers of the 4th of July committee putting in tons of hours. They were there almost as much as we were, it seemed like, but a lot of hard work goes into it, and we just have a great community and real blessed to live here and raise my family here. But the guys at the park and our staff is just outstanding, and you heard Taylor and how good Taylor and Allison are in the office along with the rest of the crew. But that's my director's report, man. I winged it. There you go.
Thank you for keeping it short.
Yeah, that's right.
Has everyone been able to look over the claims?
I move that we accept the claims.
I've got a motion that we move to accept the claims. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Pay the claims. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion we adjourn the meeting.
I will second. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. And the meeting is over. Thank you for watching.